Dave Anthony, Fox News. The law must take its course. King Charles put that out in a statement. He's already taken away the title of Prince from Andrew after being implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking scheme.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is King Charles's younger brother. He has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office over allegations he sent confidential government documents to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett in London.
This was an arrest, so it would have come as a surprise instead of being invited to the police station for an interview. Now, an arrest also means police can now search his home and possessions.
South Korea's ousted then impeached president is now a prisoner.
Yoon Suk-yeol was trying to overcome an opposition-controlled Congress in December 2024 when he suddenly declared martial law. The imposition failed. Yoon has been found guilty of rebellion for mobilizing the security forces in an illegal attempt to seize the assembly and arrest his opponents. A special prosecutor demanded the death penalty. Ultimately, the sentence is life in prison.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump just posted on True Social he only wants Americans to vote in American elections, continuing his voter ID push the Democrats have blocked in Congress. Today, the president goes to Georgia touting a stronger economy, campaigning for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. The president will be in former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's district as early voting is underway in a special election to replace Greene, a former Trump ally who resigned after their relationship soured. Before that trip, President Trump chairs his first Board of Peace meeting next hour.
More than 45 countries expected to attend to talk about the stabilization force expected to deploy in that region as Hamas continues to resist disarming in phase 2, as well as the fund to rebuild Gaza, generated in part by contributions from Board of Peace members.
That's Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
One skier remains missing but presumed dead in the snow near Lake Tahoe, California. After an avalanche that left 8 others dead in a group on a backcountry ski trip, 6 were rescued. It is day 19 of the Nancy Guthrie search, and the reward for information leading to an arrest is up to $200,000 as DNA analysis continues on a glove found near the home and evidence found inside the house.
Investigators hit something of a DNA dead end in terms of finding a match on the FBI's database. They're now also looking at genetic genealogy testing, turning to companies like Othram, which is a Woodlands, Texas-based company. Interestingly, that company was very critical in helping track down the Idaho student killer Brian Koberger.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Tucson, Arizona, a famous witness in a case that has social media on trial. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg took the stand in the lawsuit alleging Instagram and YouTube are intentionally addictive platforms causing mental harm to users.
Zuckerberg facing a jury for the first time to determine whether part of the company is fostering social media addiction in minors. Lead plaintiff lawyer Mark Lanier pulling out document after document, including one 2018 study stating that roughly a third of kids ages 10 to 12 in the U.S. were on Instagram. Plaintiff Kaylee, in this case, was 9 years old when she signed up for it. Zuckerberg maintains company policy is that users must be over the age of 13, but acknowledged kids can lie. Zuckerberg pushed back with 2 separate reasons during these document showings and exhibits. He said that some of the documents are about 10 years old, and he said in some cases he's not part of the correspondence that were being shown to the jury.
Fox Business Network's Kelly Saberi outside the court in L.A. On Wall Street, stock futures are down before today's trading. At the Winter Olympics, the U.S. women's hockey team plays Canada today for the gold medal. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Lawyers representing Ted Dabrowski, a Republican gubernatorial candidate in Illinois, suing the Champaign County clerk for misspelling his name on the primary ballot. Lawsuit argues it's Dabrowski's right to run under the name the State Board of Elections certified. An Illinois Senate Republican has filed a bill to abolish abortion in the state. Senator Neil Anderson's plan would define preborn children at any stage of biological development as people. It also states that anyone choosing to have an abortion could face the same charges as someone killing a person. Homeless outreach nonprofit See You at Home will be moving clients into its new facility on Mattis Avenue in March. Its new facility will serve as a permanent location for its office staff and a home for 26 of its clients. See You at Home provides coaching, resources, and a place to live for those experiencing homelessness, as well as looking for stability and change. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
It is 7:06 and good morning. I know you probably aren't hearing me because you might take that extra little snippet of sleep if you were up watching the Atlanta last night. Yeah, it was, if you're going to stay up late in Illinois, I mean, if the game finished like 11:20 or 11, I thought it was going to be a much later. It was 9 o'clock. Referees called 23 fouls in the first half.
Right.
It was like, oh, please. Anyway, so you got the halftime, then it kind of calmed down. And Illinois wins easily. They think it's the biggest conference win on the road in 45 years.
36-point margin of victory there.
101
to 65.
101-65. 36 points. And Soye, that's a big alliance. Now, keep in mind, USC is not a bad team. They're an NCAA team. That's a team probably going,
yes.
They thought that if USC won last night, they hammered their in. They're still fighting for NCAA, so they're a good basketball team. They were missing their top scorer, but our defense, I can't imagine if Stevie J goes out there and plays against our guys, how it'd be like, okay, am I in a forest? This is awfully big. You're also tall. Let me try and shoot a layup. Kaboom!
Yep.
There's no gap. The guys, if you notice college players go inside in Illinois, they dribble around and kick it out because they can't shoot over the Ivasiches and Ben Hummerkaus. And anyway, it was very satisfying, dominating 101-65 over a good USC team. So now it's UCLA, and everybody had a little more jump in their step. Kylan Boswell, of course, went to high school in L.A., so he had people. Andrei Stojakovic had his mom and dad and a lot of people because he played at Cal.
Okay.
Cal last year he's there at Cal, so a lot of people came to see the game, and so they had people watching.
Yeah, I saw a lot of orange in the crowd.
Well, they were they not necessarily Illini fans. They just came to the school where these guys played a little ball and had a little life there.
I see.
But there were a lot of orange and blue in there, and they were the only ones left at the end of the game. Obviously, if the fans of USC are, I hope we get to 70, I mean, they left.
Yeah.
Right? It just was one of those dominating performances. And if Eric Musselman, the coach at USC, looks familiar, he's the guy that beat us with Arkansas about 4 years ago. He was on the sideline, and they beat us in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I think Coleman Hawkins was on that team. So, yeah, he was familiar, and he was in the press room about 5 minutes. He wanted out of there.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to say it wasn't our best.
We got to learn how to play better at home, and they're a good team. That's about all he gave us. So, all right, 7:09, got some clips. Stand by, hear more because you missed it. You fell asleep. That's okay. It was late. I stayed up because I was kind of pumped. That's what I mean after ball games. The win or lose, you're kind of pumped.
That's right.
All right, weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you, summer camp season is upon us, where you're shopping around to find the perfect fit for those young people in your life, plus those gigs if you want to be a camp counselor or a lifeguard. UrbanaParks.org.
All righty, meteorologist Greg Sollier. Gray skies and perhaps a little rain out there today, huh?
Yeah, some shower activity, even a couple of thunderstorms. Had some of those try to get going in the overnight hours to the north and east of us. They've skedaddled into northern Indiana, northwest Ohio. A couple of hail reports there. But boy, this range of temperatures from 49 at Willard and Savoy, 38 at the Kankakee, 53 down towards St. Louis, 53 at Indianapolis. But you get into the western and northern end of the state, west of Rockford, they're in the 20s. And then you fall into the single digits and teens over northern and western Iowa, and they're dealing with winter storm issues on the Great Plains winds into the upper Midwest. So a pretty dynamic setup, and that may lead to the potential for a couple of stronger storms. There's at least a slight risk of severe weather here this afternoon and evening time. We'll take the rainfall. It should range in anywhere between a tenth and as much as a quarter to a half inch, and maybe some better organization to rainfall prospects on a couple of rounds for next week. So nibbling away here at this ongoing dryness and drought. If we're not going to do anything field work wise, and if it's a spring-like field, might try to get something accomplished in getting moisture up to snuff, but a long ways to go. Out the door this morning, as mentioned, 49 at Willard Savoy, 46 at Rantoul. Some dense fog advisories lurking back west towards Pied County and down towards St. Louis. And we'll look at some patchy fog around parts of the area here for this morning. And then variably cloudy skies will pop off a stray late morning shower. There's a couple of clusters of showers and thunderstorms get going this afternoon and evening time. Maybe a weather watch, maybe a weather warning over parts of the area with a high up near 65, a gusty southeast to south wind. Those winds will shift to the west. 37 in the overnight low with some showers and thunderstorms scattered this evening. Tomorrow mostly sunny in the morning, a partly sunny afternoon, a breezy and cooler, not colder day at 46. We'll bottom out in the 20s tomorrow night and 43 the high with a partly sunny Saturday. Then Saturday night and Sunday, a little rain to over to snow shower and flurry mix expected by Sunday morning with a colder high. 30s for Sunday and Monday, back into the 40s Tuesday, and up near 50 and more rain in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. 7-Eleven, ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
It is February 19th. It's Thursday. John Decker comes up in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, we learned yesterday about the IHSA wrestling tournament underway. State Farm Center. What did he say? 652 or something wrestlers going to be in competition at the State Farm Center.
You will see more little white buses than you've ever seen at one place in your life.
250 schools represented.
Yep.
Let's go.
250 vans.
That's right.
Or the white bus holds about 15.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, yeah, you've got that going on at State Farm. Glad you're here. Welcome to Champaign-Urbana.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to the Fighting Illini at 13-3 now.
Yes.
2 games behind the mighty Michigan. We got to focus on UCLA and only UCLA, and then we'll have 6 days to prep for the number 1 team in America.
Michigan.
And I think the last time we had a number 1 team in America, was that Indiana? When Brandon Paul threw it into Tyler Griffey.
Oh, wow, Stevie.
Made a layup at the Horn, and we beat the number 1 team. I think it was the last time number 1 was in town. And we all remember 04, when mighty number 1 Wake Forest came in, and we were number 5, they were number 1. And what we did to Wake Forest that night vaulted us to number 1. We skipped 4 people in front of me.
Okay.
And Bill Stelf is reportedly watching the game in Lawrence, Kansas, looking at his wife saying, but we left Illinois because of why again? He loved that team.
Uh-huh.
He loved that D. Brown, Darren Williams team, Luther Head. Anyway, we're trying to get there. Got to play UCLA. UCLA's going to be like a rocket ship because of what happened at Michigan State, getting creamed and then getting embarrassed and all these. So the team is very athletic. So we better play hard and well like we normally do. The biggest thing is we have our guys back.
Yes.
We have Andrei Stojakovic, who led the team in scoring coming off the bench.
Yes.
We had
22 points.
7 guys in double
7 guys in double digits.
I can't remember ever seeing that.
Right.
Ever, Brad Underwood.
Well, we got off to a great start, and it's always nice to do that on the road. I was really pleased with Jake Davis the first half. I thought Jake was outstanding.
Brad was in the hallway. I'm not sure why. He's like in the hallway.
It's like echoey and loud.
Yeah, but why we have the horn? Are they practicing for the next game? The horn works. But it's just like he's in the hallway and you're going, they're always in a press room. But Brad stayed in the hall room. Eric Musselman went into the press room, the head coach of USC. He was there for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. He wanted out.
Uh-huh.
Just wanted to get out of there. Okay, continue.
I thought his attention to detail, blocking out, obviously he made shots, and that helped get us going and get us off to the great start. But we don't talk enough about our 2 blue guys, Jake and Ben. Both those guys were great tonight. It was obviously very nice to have Andrei Stojakovic back in the lineup and ready to go. I thought Kylan defensively on Arenas was really solid, forcing them into some of our size. But a night that 7 guys in double figures. I don't know how often that happens. You don't get 35-point road wins in conference play or any time. But we played well tonight. And I give our guys a lot of credit because we prepared the right way for the last 2 days, and we have to do that as we move forward for the next one.
You alluded to it, but largest conference road win since at least 80-81 season. What does this type of win at this point in the season do to propel you all forward?
Yeah, it's nice because we're healthy, so I hope it's confidence. I think that that's a bubble team. That's a team that's been, that's fighting for their lives, and you obviously want to be playing your best basketball. We're still, 2 games in with Kylan Boswell, just getting Andre back, after some time off. So, to see that kind of be seamless is nice, and again, we got to continue to grow. We can't be satisfied.
No, I don't think they will be either. But,
Right.
Andre Stojakovic and Kylan Boswell spoke after the game.
Coming at our best, and obviously having everybody available. Shout out to Fletch, Coach Keaton, everything we've been doing with Justin, off the scenes, trying to get our bodies right, resting, hydrating, everything. But we're obviously at our best when everybody's available to play.
Brent said there was excitement that Andre was back and you've been back. Did you feel that coming into the practice?
For me and Dre especially, it's kind of coming back home situational sometimes, especially more for him. But we haven't been in Cali. We both played in the Packer in our freshman year, and being able to come back to play, at SC and UCLA, it's sort of a moment for us. But it's definitely exciting.
Yeah, Kylan Boswell again was at Urbana Middle School until 8th grade, and then went to California, presumably for more exposure and some bigger time basketball.
Okay,
that's what I don't know that for a fact, but I
Right.
believe that's the reason. And then again, if they both have connections in California, then they obviously want to play well. But the key here is, are you healthy? I mean, he put back it was late and y'all missed it, but toward the end of the game, ball comes off the rim, and I can't remember seeing one of these all year. One-handed dunk by the right hand that was fractured by Kylan Boswell.
Oh, wow.
He's above the rim.
Well, I feel like right before the second half concluded, he had a rebound and then got a shot off.
That was in where you were dreaming. You're right, but you didn't know when. That was exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You were kind of awake. Good for you. No, listen, it was a late game. Everybody's not used to staying up late. Middle of the night, it was 11:15. No, Kylan, you saw it then. Kylan Boswell grabbed the ball, kind of tipped it to himself, with one hand, slammed it. Referee that had no business making the call said goaltending. And we challenged it, and it was totally out of the circular. It was in. It was good. They counted
that's
it.
right.
So, not that it mattered in the game necessarily, but Brad comments, I'll try and play it a little later. He says, yeah, that's how I did it when I played in 1986.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said, I'd love to see...
Let's roll back the tape.
He said, he said, I'd love to see us to do that more. Our 7-footers can't do it, so why not our point guard?
Nice.
Anyway, it was, we haven't had a slam dunk back. So
Kylan with 12 points and 10 in the first half.
All right, weather brought to you by Carl.
Reminding you, in February, we're thinking about our heart. And if you need cardiac care, you can get it at Carl, carl.org.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and Vicinity. Another day's worth of spring-like warmth. Then things come to a screeching halt for the end part of the week, but another recovery expected next week. Some areas of fog around this morning. Otherwise, variably cloudy skies. A couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking out later this morning. More so, better coverage this afternoon and evening time. Even a stronger storm possible. A high about 65. And a gusty southeast to south wind. Tonight, windy turning colder. A couple of showers, maybe a gusty thunderstorm in spots early on. Partly cloudy in the overnight, low down to 37. Tomorrow, windy and much cooler days worth of weather. Some sunshine, a few clouds, and a high up near 46. That west-northwest wind, 20 to 30 and gusty, but will fade early tomorrow night with a colder low of 26. Partly sunny, a little rain in spots late in the day on Saturday up to 43. Maybe a couple of snow showers or flurries on Sunday morning. Windy, colder, becoming mostly sunny with a high up to 36. 35 the high on Monday, then recovering back into the lower 40s on Tuesday, and upper 40s to low 50s Wednesday and Thursday, and rain in the forecast as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Within the cities we call home, Busey Bank is more than a name. It's a commitment to your dreams. With Busey, Trusted guidance is tailored to empower you every step of the way. Whether it's seamlessly managing your finances or planning for your future, Busey is dedicated to your financial success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
And this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart shares are down 3%, even though both earnings and revenue came in better than expected, and holiday shopping was strong, especially online. However, Walmart's forecast is not as optimistic as Wall Street wanted to see. This is the first report under its new CEO, John Furner. eBay and Etsy shares are rallying. eBay is buying Etsy's online secondhand clothing seller, Depop. The deal for the app is worth approximately $1.2 billion. eBay also reported upbeat earnings. eBay shares up 9%. Etsy shares have gained 19%. Deere, the agriculture and construction equipment maker, is raising its forecast for the year. It sees business improving after its profit declined in recent months. Deere shares are up 4%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Listen to the all-new Bret Baier podcast featuring Common Ground, talking to lawmakers weekly from opposite sides of the political spectrum about the issues of the day and how Americans can find common ground in a politicized world.
That's just not happening on Capitol Hill. It takes leadership, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Along with all your Bret Baier favorites like the campaign, the candidates, the all-star panel, and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, I've got some more clips as we go. John Decker, fantastic journalist, coming up in just minutes.
Yeah, we got a text in to 359-2255 about some of the stuff happening with, I guess, with King Charles' brother, Andrew, and the whole Epstein file thing.
Yeah, we'll get into that probably after 8. I'll talk a little bit. Hillary Clinton's ready to testify and all of that. And she said, yeah, I met him talking about, fortunately, I've forgotten his name.
Jeffrey Epstein?
I love that for a moment. I forgot him. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, I met Jeffrey. I don't really remember if, I think I met him. Okay, honey, I'm sorry. I just saw 5 pictures at different places. Right. If you had a penny for every picture we've taken with people, and you, of course, don't remember the one by the pool with P. Daddy. Is that the guy that was?
P. Diddy.
Diddy?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know all those trappers or rappers or whatever you call them. Anyway, there's Bill Gates and there's Bill Clinton. You're not remembering Jeffrey Epstein? You don't think you remember you met him? You have a series of pictures. And it's just, we know the Clintons. Bill Clinton was a really smart man with incredible grasp of policy. But he had a problem. All the way from the Arkansas State Troopers. Yep, he's had
Jennifer Flowers.
He's had a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, what was I saying? Oh, got this. I do have a Stever.
Okay,
it's
good.
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. I'm going to help somebody get into an appliance.
Sounds awesome.
Karen worked with the Nate Evans Group to sell her home, and in her 5-star review, she said that the experience couldn't have gone any better. Karen says that Kennedy from the Nate Evans Group brought strong market knowledge, clear communication, and a great deal of patience to the process.
Don't let bad advice from inexperienced agents cost you thousands of dollars. You want the experience. And Nate's team has been part of more than 100 home sales in their career. They don't hire inexperienced agents at the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. If you're on a tight timeline, you want that immediate cash offer on your home, you want to sell your home for the most money possible, reach out to the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, 217-239-7113. Or, you can find out about some of the new bills as he works with some of the top builders in the region. Some people are looking for a totally new chapter. Yeah, just do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Why use Land's Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry.
Hi, it's Wes from Land's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Land's is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Land's we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Land's Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
Let your local farmer's insurance agent Michael Rumsey put his experience to work for you. Michael Rumsey proudly serves Champaign County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Here's what somebody recently said at Pards in Urbana. I was there just a few minutes, and somebody came up and asked if I needed help. And they were incredible, helped me find the size of boot I needed, and then I bought a second pair too. Everything was friendly, everything was excellent. Visit Pards in Urbana, 206 North Maple, between Maine and University in Urbana. It's Pards Western Shop since 1968. Or go online and visit pards.com, pards.com. All right, 726, it's called Stever. It's a program that we've figured out and had fun with, and I really enjoy doing it because I help you get into different things like a Dick Van Dyke Appliance World appliance. So if you are looking, and Christian and Riley just bought a Bosch dishwasher.
Nice.
Oh, boy. And they got the whole 10-year warranty from Dick Van Dyke and everything else.
Protection plan.
They really like it.
1510 North Neal Street in Champaign, or if you'd like to explore some options, it's appliance-world.com. But what is the offer today, Steve?
Well, it's an offer you will not find anywhere else ever. And the fact that you're listening to my voice means you're extra special and really in the inside, because nobody gives $500 off of an appliance. You do have to spend a minimum of $1,000. So a $1,500 item becomes a $1,000 item. An $1,100 item becomes a $600.
Right.
And do quick math with you. So if you would like $500, go to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. You have to get in there in the next 7 days. I'm not talking about meanie around. You got to go do it.
That's right.
So if you are interested in this incredible offer, and Dick Van Dyke Appliance World will be alerted with your name today. So you have 7 days to go in the Champaign store. 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. Text in DVD.
Doesn't even have to be residential. Maybe commercial appliances I see as a category.
Well, you can do that
too. They have cooking. They have refrigeration. They have laundry. They have dishwashers. They have it at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
You know, with the price of beef, if you buy a big old bulk of chuck roast, it's like $5.99 a pound versus like $7 or $8.99 a pound. It's a lot less money,
right?
If you have a place to put it. So if you get a deep freezer, that would be kind of cool.
Excellent.
So you can take your $500 to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We will do 2 of these today. So 217-359-2255. DVD, and I'll know it's you and you're interested, and wishing you the best, because this is a great offer.
I have a hunter friend that's always looking for extra storage for some of the venison and things like that when they go out hunting, and to have that extra storage in the freezer would be awesome.
Farmer Prince Andrew arrested. That shocks London. And King Charles has said his brother, it's his younger brother.
I know.
But
I think he's 66 today. I think I heard that they went out to the estate where he was staying.
Yeah, they had
suspicion of misconduct.
He is totally on the outside looking in. He's all around the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and it's when you see people kind of like look, they're human too, and they fall just like all of us. But it's a sad story. When you're in a position of power, I think it's particularly sad, and sometimes if you're in a life that, people around you all the time telling you how wonderful you are, that's a lot of Congress. It's kind of sad that you start believing everything and you forget that whole staying humble. So it's, he's been stripped of everything. And now instead of going to ask him to come in for questioning, they went and arrested Prince Andrew.
I know.
Wow. So, and the king had to be notified ahead of time, and he said we have to let justice play out here.
Right, let law take its course.
So we'll see when Bill and Hillary Clinton go and speak in front of the committee, answering questions about Jeffrey Epstein. This will be under oath. I don't know why they are, because can't you kind of say something that's not true pretty easily sometimes?
Right, maybe twist it a little.
Well, maybe just flat out lie.
White lie.
Yeah. The fact that Hillary can't really remember meeting Jeffrey Epstein. There's too many pictures. You've been on the plane and things, and she ran into the woman, Maxwell, Jillian, whatever her name is. Anyway, it's gonna keep going because we have midterms. We've got to get Trump because he obviously was involved with all of this because that's what everybody says, even though there's just no way that's possible because he'd have been blasted in 2015 to thwart that one.
Yeah.
If there's anything, don't you think it'd been out? Of course, they were trying to get him for everything on everything.
I know it.
All right, John Decker is next. Stand by. ESPN 93.5. It is Thursday, Feb 19, and it's, thank you, 7:30.
Fox News. I'm CJ Papa. Britain's King Charles responding to the arrest of his brother Andrew says authorities have the royal family's full and wholehearted support and cooperation.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, of course, is King Charles' younger brother. He has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office over allegations he sent confidential government documents to Jeffrey Epstein. An arrest also means police can now search his home and possessions.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett in London. World leaders and representatives from over 40 nations converging on our nation's capital.
President Trump will preside over his first ever Board of Peace meeting today in Washington, focused on the future of Gaza. One of the major questions hanging over the meeting is the disarmament of Hamas and who will provide peacekeeping forces.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Day 19, disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Investigators turning to genetic genealogy to try and find a suspect. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. After a federal grant came with strings attached, Urbana City Council decided to reject it entirely. Chris Evans, Urbana City Council member, says it's something they've been trying to decide on since last year, and that the grant was worth over $67,000. It would have gone to the Urbana Fire Department. City Council had previously approved the grant in October. Urbana City Council reviewing any funding requests from local emergency shelter providers as demand for services continues to rise. Shelter operators say they're seeing more families seeking temporary housing during the winter months. Champaign County officials weighing a proposal to upgrade several rural fire stations, citing aging equipment and increased call volumes. The plan includes replacing outdated radios, improving building ventilation, and adding new turnout gear for volunteer departments. Board members say the upgrades are essential for response times in unincorporated areas. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Check your weather. ESPN 93.5 ahead of maybe the best journalist in the world. Stand by for John Decker next. Here's Greg.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and Memphis. Saturday, not too shabby of a day's worth of almost April-like weather. Then things come to a screeching halt. And with that, some rain in the forecast and another round of rain accompanying another recovery on temperatures to an early spring-like level by early to more likely mid-next week. Otherwise, some areas of fog this morning continue to unseasonably mild. Variably cloudy skies. A couple of showers break out late morning. More so showers and thunderstorms this afternoon up to 65. There is at least the potential for a couple of stronger storms in parts of the area this afternoon and evening time. Otherwise, we turn windy and colder in the overnight. Skies break a low down to 37. Tomorrow, windy, much cooler, partly sunny skies develop high to about 46 on the west-northwest wind, 20 to 30, and gusty, bottoming out near 26 for tomorrow night. Maybe a little rain in spots late Saturday, partly sunny skies and up to 43. A little snow in spots here Saturday night, late into Sunday morning, then mostly sunny, windy, colder at 36, the high 35 on Monday, back into the lower 40s Tuesday, upper 40s and lower 50s, and rain back in the forecast as well late Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, it's Thursday. John Decker, John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to
Yes,
John
children in Combine still singing the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, Great Television's White House correspondent and national correspondent, flies all over the world, an Air Force One, who knows Jonathan Turley like a father, who Anyway, it's John Decker.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
listen, what about Prince Andrew arrested? Don't they just jump to that kind of a guy? Don't they say we would request an interview with you, sir? Man.
Yeah, how about that?
Wow.
Unbelievable story. I think that puts more pressure on the U.S. end of things in terms of the Epstein files. Don't you? Don't you think that puts pressure on Pam Bondi to essentially say we're reopening criminal investigations into various individuals associated with Jeffrey Epstein? To me, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, you sure could. And again, I said this the other day, didn't I, Diane? I was talking about the fact that you're never going to win an argument or ever be able to prove that that's all we have. And no matter what, you're hiding something. Trump did this, all these other things. But certainly when Hillary Clinton, I think yesterday, said, yeah, I think I've met him, but I don't remember. And you go in there, I show you 10 pictures on X. I mean, you're with him. Right? What? I mean, and we know the Clintons and that history. And I just said, Bill Clinton was a policy wonk. I think a very bright man. He had a problem. He had a problem from the beginning. He's had that problem probably since. It's called an addiction. So, I mean, for them to go testify, talk about, boy, that's on every channel.
Well, and we had a text in that says, hearing you discuss Prince Andrew and having humility, I heard a great line the other day that made me think of you are judged on your worst day, not your best day. So thanks, Rick.
We all are weak. We are sinners. We absolutely correct. But boy, you got to keep walking the walk because it's hard and you're tempted and all these things in life that you know isn't right, but you're kind of justifying all these other things. But to have this whole thing be around, and I've argued that there's just nothing on Trump, John, because they would have been out in 14 and 15. He never would have won the They just want to continue to dream that they got him in an orange jumpsuit and can finally do the Pert walk.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Well, when I said what I said, I wasn't even actually referencing President Trump. I was just referencing all of the other individuals.
Oh, no. And there are plenty.
Who have been forced to step down from positions in corporate America, people associated for no good rhyme or reason with Jeffrey Epstein, people like the former Treasury Secretary, who was forced to, essentially leave his teaching position at Harvard University, Larry Summers. So, I'm just talking about individuals that had connections to him that don't make sense. Why are you connected to Jeffrey Epstein? That, to me, deserves an investigation. It deserves a probe by the Department of Justice. And this news coming out this morning regarding the former Prince Andrew, I think, would only increase calls for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And there are plenty of people that are, boy, they're a little nervous about all this. And yeah, it just, there's just a lot of documents. I guess I'm also surprised that we have millions of documents on him. Millions?
Right.
Really? How much paper is that?
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that is nuts.
And you measure a stack of 1,000 and multiply by a zillion. How do you even count how many pieces of paper you have?
I don't know.
It's crazy. All right, so you're going to go speak in Utah later this year. It's a big deal. It's a keynote, big time. And then you're headed to China? What?
Do tell.
Yeah, that's coming up really soon. Before you know it, that's for the president's meeting with President Xi. That's scheduled for, I believe, early April. So we'll be getting some information about that pretty soon because you need visas to travel to China and all that. So looking forward to that trip. I haven't been to China in literally decades. So I'm looking forward to that trip and covering that historic meeting that the president will have with President Xi in Beijing.
Okay. And
I was interested, John, on the prep work that goes into a travel, international travel. I mean, we've been hearing the clips of AOC throughout the week of her bumbling through 17 seconds of not knowing how to answer a Taiwan question or whatever.
Right.
I mean, do you have to do some prep work just in case you're faced with something in those situations?
Well, I always do. I mean, that's my job. I think that, for someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's used to just, I think, I'm just guessing. I don't know everything that she looks at and what she reads, but it seems to me she's just focused exclusively on political answers that she gives every day. But then when you're, on the stage at such a high-profile event, the Munich Security Conference, and you're asked a question that's very point blank and requires a direct answer, I mean, to me, it's cringeworthy to listen to the answer that she delivered in answering that question. And she is someone who's in public life. So there's someone to answer your question, Diane, who did not do her homework and doesn't know how to answer that question. The answer, by the way, to that question is the U.S. policy. It's one of strategic ambiguity. You don't answer that question. That's
right.
The way to answer that question.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable that she didn't know that.
Yeah, you could say, hey, our position is ambiguity, right? But she apparently, according to Politico, did months of prep. Months of prep.
It didn't show.
Well, I'm just. I mean, my goodness. What you and John Decker does he do homework? Is like saying, is there a sun and a moon?
Right.
No, the guy is the most prepared. He goes in there. He never looks at notes.
To me,
he memorizes everything. He knows every policy in the world.
If I'm Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I would have said, I'm sorry, I'm not well versed on that, but I will find the answer in a minute.
That's bad.
Yeah,
because you went there,
I mean,
and then
you're not 17 seconds of.
She's what they're thinking. All the left are thinking of who am I ticking off with this response. I got to be careful not to hurt the base because they're going to come after me because I didn't answer it properly. No, listen. She's not prepared. She's not anywhere near ready. I don't think she's presidential material. I just don't. I've never have. So and then she called the New York Times reporter and said, well, who says I'm running for president? What the heck are you going for? Come on, man. Please.
Yeah.
We know better. Man.
Yeah. Well, look, even if she sets her sights lower, and that is running for U.S. Senate from New York State, I think the requirements of a U.S. Senator should also be one in which you know the answer or how to answer that particular question, because you do handle so many foreign policy issues other than being a member of Congress in which your interests and focus sometimes are more pedestrian. But when you're a U.S. Senator, your status is elevated. So we'll see if indeed she decides to pursue that. If she doesn't pursue a run for the White House.
I want to know how many people in our Congress have their staffs read it and just brief them. I don't think many of them, honestly, actually, because they never or give them a lot of time to do it. And they're told the essence of what it is. And then, I'm sure Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez today come to Philo, Illinois, and stand up there and talk about unfairness and wealth tax and how racist we are. I mean, she's well-versed in all of that because that's just all an opinion and very subjective.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's easy. You can, if you're someone like AOC, you could probably do that in your sleep. But it's when you have to answer those tough policy questions, foreign policy questions that are not so easy. That's when people see whether your stuff, so to speak. Yeah. And clearly that was not a good moment for her. And it should be played over and over again. Just because I think people should be aware of someone who's very prominent. Who wants to elevate her status beyond where it is, representing a district in Queens. Is this person, ready to step up to the next level in terms of public service? And, just based upon that one answer, I think the answer is no. I think you have to judge someone more than just one answer, though. But that one answer, as you point out, is being played over and over again.
If she could have just thought of saying the word no.
I just don't think you just can't not know. That's the problem with going to a setting like that. Yeah. But she's
that's right.
Yeah, and again, Joe Biden plagiarized, but that went away and he was president. So there's time. There's plenty of time. She's very young.
There's time. Yeah, that's exactly right.
She's younger than
so like I said, it's one answer that I've seen politicians. My gosh, I've seen so many politicians give some terrible answers to questions over the years, but. In the long run, they've survived. They've moved on. And in fact, they sometimes laugh off, that bad moment. If they have that ability, to be self-reflective. I think the good people, the ones that are successful, can do that. George W. Bush, perfect example of that. He invented the word strategery, right?
I'm sorry, I don't get it. What's wrong with strategery again?
Exactly.
Okay, so press briefing yesterday, Caroline Leavitt, somebody asked a question about, how the racist accusations on Donald Trump. So could you tell me which accusation wasn't accurate? It's like, when did you quit beating your wife? It's like, okay, first of all, who says he's a racist? Okay, so she was. See, I thought she handled it pretty well. I was like, come on.
Oh, she answered that very well. Yeah, that was a question from the CBS White House correspondent. Yeah,
CBS
I
White House correspondent.
Head scratcher about.
Wow.
What was that?
What was that? Yeah, he needs to go to the John Decker School of Journalism, I think. So.
I don't know. No comment.
Well, what they need to do, though, is give America a real tour of the press room and see how you sardines live. It's crazy crowded.
Yeah, it's very crowded. Yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes, this is when, colds get spread, just because it's so close quarters.
Yeah.
And you can see it sometimes at the White House press briefing, how close the quarters are and how cramped it is and how packed it is. But that's the norm, and I that's what you do. You just deal with it.
Yeah, but I think
every day.
I think it'll be the new site of the press room will be the ballroom, baby. Let's go.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
it's going to take a while for that to be constructed. But for now, this is what we're stuck with, and I deal with it. It's all good.
All right, so it looks like this is the real deal when it comes to Iran. We have so much military buildup.
Yes,
what are you hearing in Washington? John Decker, Gray Television's top guy.
Well, I mean, as you point out, there's a significant buildup of U.S. military assets in the region. You've got an aircraft carrier strike group. You got another one on the way. You've got dozens upon dozens of military fighter jets. You have AWACS planes. You have everything to prepare for military action against Iran. All those incredible members of the military are waiting for are orders to do what they're trained to do. But that is ultimately up to the commander-in-chief. It's up to President Trump to decide what he wants to do. He's indicated publicly he wants to give diplomacy a chance. But as you know, those nuclear talks with Iran didn't really amount to anything. They took place earlier this week in Geneva. And so the president has to figure out, do I try to give diplomacy another chance, or do I take military action? And if you take military action, Stevie, what are your goals? And if one of your goals is regime change, what does Iran look like the day after the supreme leader is removed from power?
Well, and then you've got to figure out where's the military going, who's in charge of that.
Right.
They fall. This is I don't know. I have no idea what the plan would be. Do you? I don't know how you do this.
I don't know either, but that's what the president counts on, and his chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, other national security advisors to figure out what works best. And look, they've done a tremendous job. That operation in Venezuela, so impressive. Even if you look back last summer, the operation that took place in Iran, striking those 3 nuclear facilities, that too was very impressive. So he's getting good advice. It's just a matter of what the president wants to do in relation to Iran going forward.
And how do you anticipate what they'll do? I mean, do they have things that can hurt me too? I mean,
that's right. You have to factor that in. What are the dangers in terms of retaliation to U.S. assets in the region, U.S. bases in the region, our allies in the region? All of those things have to be factored into.
Well, what do you think? I mean, he'll probably get through Tuesday's State of the Union, won't he?
Oh, you're saying
what happens? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's a guessing game. I didn't know exactly when the U.S. would take military action against Venezuela, for instance.
Yeah.
That happened January 3rd. So I don't know. I mean, look, the president could do that. The timing is such that the State of the Union is happening on Tuesday, and we'll see whether there's any kind of military action between now and then. There's, some speculation it could happen this weekend. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's anybody's guess. But while the U.S. is preparing, the Iranians are preparing as well. They're making certain that, if there is a strike, that their sites are fortified, that their leaders are spread out. They're not all in one place. So that makes things difficult, if you're looking to have regime change in Iran. It's just, I think it's all a guessing game at this point.
Well, they just simply kill people in the protests, and the estimates I've heard of over 30,000 deaths because people want freedom. It's just difficult. And how many deaths has the leading sponsor of terror caused over the last 50 years? It's This is just a bad regime. It's difficult to switch it. Nobody else but Trump would even consider it, I don't think. And so on we go.
I agree with you. Absolutely. But again, you have to figure out, all of the repercussions of what you decide to do.
Yeah.
No question. And that's what this is all about. But in the meantime, you also have to plan for that plan.
Yeah.
And that's why all these military assets have been moved into the region.
Well, to me, what about this Board of Peace meeting today with 45 countries?
Yeah, that's happening today. That gets underway shortly. The president convening about 24 leaders from around the world who have initially signed on to be founding members of the so-called Board of Peace, focused on what the future of Gaza looks like. We learned that there will be about $5 billion pledged to rebuilding Gaza humanitarian needs as well. But $5 billion, I mean, you've seen the pictures.
Oh, boy.
Stevie and Diane. You see it. That's a drop in the bucket in terms of what it will cost to rebuild Gaza. My gosh, that place is just decimated.
How can the left scoff at Trump for a Board of Peace? How do you criticize that?
I think the way you criticize it is the way that the board is set up. The board is set up so you have this board, and the board votes on whatever issues you're talking about, but the person whose vote counts the most is the chairman of the board, and it doesn't matter what the rest of the board say.
Oh, okay. So, so like what he is, he's a dictator. That's what I've been told.
So, I don't know about you. I wouldn't pay money to be a part of that board. It's like, what's the point?
No, but the point is you got access to the president of the United States.
You're at the table.
Well, yeah. For certain countries like Kazakhstan, it's a no-brainer. I want to be a part of that board. I'm not going to be able to have a conversation, a meeting with President Trump otherwise.
Yeah.
But you see why other countries that are NATO allies have said thanks, but no thanks. We're good. We're not going to be a part of your board.
It's not really a board; it's an advisory panel. So
that's right.
Really, but it is. You're in the White House. Yeah. You're in the circle of trust, I guess. So
there you go. That's right.
There's that. All right. So what's the plan on the Tuesday State of the Union with the Democrats showing their objection? Are they not showing up? They got paddles
There's
again?
Some that aren't showing up. I've seen about a dozen members. Maybe that number will increase, but I've seen about that will boycott the president's speech on Tuesday night. A missed opportunity, for them. I realize, I think people have to realize, members of Congress have to realize, it's not interactive. So, you don't get an opportunity to, during the speech, yell out, yeah, but that's not the way it is, Mr. President, or have a debate, and members of both parties sometimes forget that. Marjorie Taylor Greene yelled at Joe Biden when he was giving his State of the Union address, and, I've seen Joe Wilson, yelled
you
at
lie.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just like, that's not what this speech is about, and so, unfortunate for those members that don't want to be there. I'll be there. I'll be in the chamber, Stevie. I look forward to it. I bring my binoculars. You know that.
What's the number for you? How many of these have you covered
This
now?
will be my 30th.
Wow.
My 30th in the chamber.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
So I'm looking forward to
You
that.
think you'd be deep somewhere in the Maldives in one of those years, but no, you've been to every darn one of them.
That's
what
awesome.
The heck?
No, it's the Super Bowl. How could I miss it?
There you go.
Well, I mean, who's the guy, trivia, who's the guy, first and last name, that was waving that cane and he got kicked out? What's his name? Is that Al Green?
He's a member of, there you go. That's who it is.
Al Green?
I think it is, from Texas.
Well, Al Green had a hit in the 70s. That's the same guy?
No.
Not the same guy,
Okay.
no.
Singer.
No, that's Let's Stay Together.
Yeah, let's stay together. How ironic that Al Green would want to stay together. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. Well, so you have binoculars, but it's not that far from the speaker, is it? You just look at different faces?
It's not that far, but my binoculars, I can read notes that people take. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what you can do with binoculars.
Love it. Yeah. You don't think we're watching, but we're watching. Remember when
I can do my best at lip reading. I remember when George Santos was a member, and I would try to lip read what people were saying to George Santos as they went up or by him. So that's kind of interesting.
A military operation. You know how to read lips? Wow.
I do my best.
All right. So what's on the docket? You get to go see Michigan Duke.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait for that. Number 1 versus number 3 here in the District of Columbia. I believe it's at 6:30 p.m. tip-off Eastern Time, And, boy, that's going to be a battle. I can't even tell you. Who's going to win that? I have no idea.
I think
you know Big Ten basketball.
Yeah, I think Michigan's going to be awfully hard to beat right now. If they're making their threes, forget about it. And they're coming to our house. We played last night, played very well against USC. And, 35-point win on the road is unbelievable.
That's pretty impressive.
We have all our guys back because we've had some injuries. And then next Friday, hopefully, if we beat UCLA Saturday, it'll set up a real showdown because Michigan comes to our house. And I think that'll be a dandy. We've got a lot of good players, and we can score a lot. We have the number one offense in America, the best rating ever Ken Palm has ever given. We're that high in efficiency.
Wow.
It is amazing. Okay, here's your guy that argued that whole thing last year at the State of the Union. A young Al Green, but he says it's not the same guy.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Where's your white cane, sir? Start waving it around. Anyway, always a pleasure. Don't forget, folks, you can get the White House press briefing. John Decker is on iHeartRadio podcast, wherever you get that, right? We can hear all the stuff.
That's exactly right.
Early in the morning
you
before.
Can get on Pandora, on Spotify, iHeart. Yeah, you can hear it on all of those platforms.
The White House briefing room.
Should be 1,000 radio stations playing that at 6:30 in the morning. You're briefed.
That's right.
You sure? I mean, it's really good. John, it's really good, and a lot of people around here are picking it up. So,
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Stevie. I do. And I thank you for having me on, as you always do on Thursdays. Have a great day. I like how you're playing me out with this song. It's great.
We got some exit music.
And we'll talk next week, Stevie.
Thank you. John Decker, Great Television's superstar correspondent, White House and National. It's a pretty good song. But he shares the name. The guy that protested the State of the Union last year shares the name of the guy that said, let's stay together. I just think that's irony.
It is.
It's irony. All right, 7:56. Going to be rainy today, but still nice and mild. Really, really nice. We'll check that and more in the next hour. Our pitmaster in the house, Tim Onstadt. Stand by. That's also in the next hour. 7:56. Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
The great loud venues in college basketball. Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season. Back, this place an absolute powder.
It is. Talk about tough buildings, right?
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
Boswell left hand and one.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Wouldn't it be nice to visit a car dealership where you didn't feel like you were at an auction? Or didn't feel like you were being taken to the cleaners?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne. At Sarah, they offer a one-price promise. Every vehicle at a fair price, no negotiation, only the best price. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. SERRA Champagne.com.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family-owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell. They solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit bergtanksinc.com.
Remember the movie Roxanne?
I do.
Steve Martin, the long nose.
Yes.
Everything. And was it Daryl Hannah?
I think Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. And people were told, just don't stare at his nose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staring at curling. I'm into the Olympic sport curling. I'm just staring at it. I want to be a curler. Could I not be an Olympian? I don't care what age I am.
What it is about it.
You just keep watching. It's like
fascinating.
Bowling on ice or something.
Right.
Anyway, it just makes you stare, and it's like, good shot. And now I'm getting into talking to the TV. We have a Stever. It's $500 off at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. $500 when you spend a minimum of $1,000. Nowhere in the world do you get that offer today, my friends. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World in Champaign off Neal.
Text and DVD 359-2255.
Yes, and you might win $500 off your appliance.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, if nobody texts in, Diane and I will benefit greatly.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about even trying.
Love our Stever offers.
All right, we'll be back. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's a birthday present he did not want. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An arrest for Britain's former Prince Andrew, who turned 66 today. The king's younger brother had already been accused by a victim in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking of underage girls.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested this morning at his home on the Royal Sandringham estate. Police are investigating potential misconduct in public office. Documents in the Jeffrey Epstein file suggest the former Duke of York passed on confidential information to the billionaire sex offender while working as a trade envoy. King Charles, who last year stripped Andrew of his royal titles and forced him to move home, has issued a statement. He says the authorities have his full support and the law must take its course.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage in London. President Trump's also chairman of the board of peace. In this hour, he'll hold their first meeting in Washington, focusing on rebuilding Gaza after the ceasefire that stopped Israel's war on Hamas.
The original intent of the board, which will be chaired indefinitely by Trump, was to oversee the Gaza reconstruction, but has taken on a broader mandate of resolving global crises. Some see it as an attempt by the U.S. to sidestep the United Nations. Several notable absences are expected, including Britain, France, Norway, and the Vatican, all of which have declined invitations to participate.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. After the board meeting, the president will travel to Georgia, touting the economy, campaigning for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. It's day 19 of the Nancy Guthrie search, and Fox's Brian Yennis reports from Tucson, Arizona.
Investigators continue to analyze partial DNA found in Guthrie's home belonging to an unknown person and male DNA found in a glove 2 miles away from the home. Forensic scientists are using investigative genetic genealogy to try to find the suspect by identifying his relatives, a process that could take weeks.
One skier remains missing but presumed dead in the snow near Lake Tahoe, California. For the deadliest avalanche in the U.S. in 45 years, 8 people killed. America's listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say micro, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
The politics are getting messier around Washington over something that's nasty.
President Trump blames the Democratic leaders of Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. for last month's pipe collapse that surged millions of gallons of raw sewage into the Potomac. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president is waiting for a request from the governors and mayor.
The federal government has been preparing plans. The White House has been in contact with FEMA, with the Army Corps of Engineers, with the Environmental Protection Agency. Again, we've been standing by. This is a problem we want to fix.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore says the collapsed pipe is the responsibility of the federal government, saying the spill is mostly contained and President Trump needs to do his job. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Social media is on trial in Los Angeles, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified.
The plaintiffs argue that major social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram are intentionally designed to be addictive for children and teens. Meta, of course, denying the allegations, pointing to safety tools of the app, saying that the plaintiffs' mental health struggles were caused by outside circumstances rather than social media use. On the witness stand, however, Zuckerberg admitted that it is difficult for Meta to enforce age restrictions, saying, quote, "I always wish we could have gotten there sooner. I don't think we identified every single person who tried to get around restrictions, but you're implying we weren't trying to work on it, and that's not true."
Fox's Todd Pyro. There was less new unemployment last week. First-time claims dropped by about 8%, down to 206,000. But the number of people continuing to collect jobless benefits increased to almost 1.87 million. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling before the opening bell this hour. At the Winter Olympics, the U.S. remains third in the medal count with 24-9 behind the leader Norway. Later today, the women's hockey team plays Canada for the gold medal. The day after the American and Canadian men's teams, full of NHL players, advance to the semifinals with overtime wins. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County officials weighing a proposal to upgrade several rural fire stations, citing aging equipment and increased call volumes. The plan includes replacing outdated radios, improving building ventilation, and adding new turnout gear for volunteer departments. Board members say the upgrades are essential for response times in unincorporated areas. After a federal grant came with strings attached, Urbana City Council decided to reject it entirely. Chris Evans, Urbana City Council member, says it's something they've been trying to decide on since last year, and that the grant was worth over $67,000. It would have gone to the Urbana Fire Department. City Council had previously approved the grant in October. Urbana City Council reviewing any funding requests from local emergency shelter providers as demand for services continues to rise. Shelter operators say they're seeing more families seeking temporary housing during the winter months. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, welcome to Hour 2. I am Stevie J. That is Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
It is 8:06. We talked about Illinois' impressive win late last night while you slept. Most likely slept or fell asleep in the second half. Illinois 101-65. What? We're talking about an NCAA team, I think. USC's probably in. Anyway, it was impressive. Now we go to across town, actually, in Los Angeles, to UCLA.
That's right.
My family lived at Westwood when I was 4 and 5 years old.
Okay, I didn't realize you had a California stage.
You didn't?
I didn't.
We lived there for a year. My father had a fellowship, and we were on the campus of John Wooden.
Nice.
That's Westwood. We were on the campus of UCLA, and I think we went to the Rose Bowl parade because Illinois was in it. That's when we beat whoever we beat in 1964.
Okay.
Rose Bowl 64, and we went, I think.
That's cool.
And that was also the time when I was watching Felix the Cat. What a classic cartoon for the old people. Felix,
I remember that.
Felix the Cat was one of my favorites, and I went to my mom on November 22nd of 1963 and said, something's wrong with the television. Well, that's when John Kennedy was assassinated.
Oh.
And they broke in, and it was all about that. I don't remember much about that except something's wrong with my cartoon. Anyway, 8:07.
Westwood's the name of a radio network as well, is it not?
Yes, it is. Probably out. I think they're in Los Angeles.
Probably so.
Westwood, and we lived there. Actually, we were in we were staying in an actor's house. He was away in Spain doing a movie.
Oh, cool.
John Hoyt.
It was a guy named Alec Guinness, and he had some movies.
Oh, yeah, I remember him, too.
We were in his house, so that was anyway.
Nice.
So anyway, they're going to Westwood Saturday night at 7. It's a team a little bit in a struggle right now, and there was a rumor yesterday that Mick Cronin, their coach, had been fired.
Oh.
It was not true, but they're in this stage where they, the guy tackled, not really. It was a hard foul against Michigan State, and Mick Cronin, the coach at UCLA, grabbed the jersey of his player and shoved him toward the locker room. And I mean, I think you tell him you can't do that and all that, but you shouldn't embarrass him. I don't think. So anyway, there's all kinds of rumors. Then he's talking to the press and said, "That's the dumbest question I've ever been asked." And he said, "You raising your voice at me?" And I go, "What is this guy into? It's not third grade." Anyway, so we'll see. Hopefully we can beat UCLA on Saturday. They've got some good athletes and they're capable. Let's just hope they're not capable Saturday night. All right, let's check your Weatherman, Mr. Meteorologist Greg Solier, sir, what say you?
Okay, well, we say a nice mild morning out there already, and a pretty wide range of weather and temperatures across the Corn Belt. And anytime you get these disparity of temperatures over a given area, that weather pattern gets more active, the jet stream pattern stronger, and by golly, that's going to play out from the blizzard of past couple of days up into the northern reaches of Minnesota, building southward into parts of the western Corn Belt, back into the plains, and then on the warmer side of this thing, maybe a little severe weather may get going. It has a couple of stronger storms that flared up around the Kankakee and east of there, made the run along the Indiana Toll Road into areas around Fort Wayne, and some reports of hail there too. So the dynamics are already coming into play. On a nice mild start to the day at 50 over at Willard and Savoy. Later on today, not quite the record flirting or record breaking stuff over the parts of the Corn Belt we've had, but here 65 southeast to south wind, a couple of scattered spotty showers late morning, then a couple of clusters of showers and thunderstorms get going in the afternoon. We are in a slight risk of severe weather, so we may be aligned close to or in a severe weather watch later this afternoon and evening time for a couple of gusty thunderstorms, maybe some hail, and some of those high temperatures are low temperatures tonight down to 37. The winds will shift around from the south and southwest into the west, and skies begin to break after midnight. Tomorrow, cooler day, not colder, still about almost 10 above average, partly sunny skies and a high at 46, but the chill in the air on the west-northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty, clearing off and down into the mid-20s tomorrow night. Partly sunny on Saturday, highs up to 43 either late in the day or at night. Little rain, rain may change over to a little snow before ending Sunday morning. Then sunshine back in, and a cold Sunday, Monday, but seasonal mid-30s there. Back to the lower 40s on Tuesday, flirting with 50 and more rain in the forecast. We'll take it Wednesday and Thursday of next week. For CBD Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much. ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey. And ladies and gentlemen, State Senator Chapin Rose. How are you, bud?
What's up, man? I got a little walk-up music, it sounds like. That's very exciting.
Little American Woman, Grand Funk Railroad for a funky senator. He's awesome. Well, New York City's got a $127 billion proposal for their budget with 8 million people. Florida has 23 million and runs on less. So, yeah, we're in red areas. New York City's obviously a red area. Governor Pritzker apparently is doing something. What do you call it when people are asking how you're doing it? It's
right. He said it's really personal.
No,
so.
He had verbiage that was really deeply. It's kind of like when we ask our governor about his wife flying to the compound during COVID in their private plane to the horse compound, and he said that's despicable. I said, "Well, you lost me, fella." All right, Chapin, we have a budget ourselves. First of all, he's losing weight. It's for the presidency, right?
Yeah. No, well, first of all, good for him. Look, he had his state budget address yesterday, $56 billion in GRF spend. The overall budget's far higher than that, but the general revenue fund portion, which is your state tax dollars, is 56 and change. But here's the interesting thing, Stevie. Yet again, he shows up without being able to balance the budget within his means. In fact, there's about $700-800 million in new tax increases to get to get to the point where he can even say it's remotely would be remotely balanced. But the craziest thing about his speech was he spent like 10 or 15 minutes talking about how he's like loves everyone and loves this and loves that and loves gonna win everything and loves in the darkest spots. I mean, it was like I was watching the Bad Bunny guy, right? But it's like he's now like the love gov. So last year he's calling everybody every name under the book, and we're all horrible people. Then the year before that it was doom grifters, and then today or yesterday he even called us in some bizarre reference. We're all like the Tsar of Russia, which I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. I guess some sort of despot or tyrant or something. But, quite frankly, then he proclaims after calling us the Tsar of Russia, he turns around and tells us how much he loves us all. And I don't know, man. So our new love gov, he loves us so much he raised our power bills in January, and then he shows up yesterday with a straight face and says, I care about affordability and I want to make sure people can afford their power bills. Well, listen, love gov, if you want us to afford our power bills, don't raise them. He literally raised everyone's power bills in the state of Illinois in January.
We noticed.
And less than a month later,
we
he
noticed.
tries to do the straight face. Who cares?
No, right. No, yeah, we've noticed the power increase. Well, he's got a big stage coming up because he's got to make this announcement probably, and he's on the ballot, right? He's running for another term as governor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
he's running for another term.
What about you're not going to be here because you're going to go campaign, right? Can't you argue that?
Well, look, let's sure, but I mean, let's just look at the budget he proposed. Okay, so the state of Illinois made a commitment to K-12 school kids a little under a decade ago to do better by in terms of state revenue for our local schools, which, by the way, is very helpful to local property taxpayers because to the extent that the state of Illinois short sheets our school kids, the property taxpayers have to pick up that difference. So out of $55.5 billion in existing revenues, again, keep in mind, we have existing revenues, and then he's proposing tax increases to cover the gap. But out of $55 billion in existing revenues, he says, "Oh, I'm still $200 million short for our school kids, and I'm going to have to raise taxes to just pay off what we owe them." I mean, are you serious? You have $55.5 billion, and you can't come up with the full amount necessary for school kids without having to raise taxes more? Then, look at our development of state. Oh, by the way, even with that $200 million to fund the just the grant allotment to schools, or what used to call the general state aid to schools, he still is cutting things like transportation to roll school buses every day to get kids to school. He's cutting special education funding to get kids to school. Okay, so who picks up that difference? Because those are all mandated things that local schools must provide. Oh, the property taxpayers. He cut for the second year in a row. He cut the property tax relief fund. So he tells us, he spends 10 minutes in his speech telling us how much he loves this, but he loves us so much he's raising our power bills. He loves us so much he can't fund our school kids. He loves us so much that he's raising our property taxes. I mean, have you seen Hamilton, Stevie? Have you guys seen Hamilton?
Seen Hamilton.
I have not either.
Oh, well, first of all, you got to see Hamilton.
Right.
But there's this great, I'll send this to you. There's this great song where the King of England professes his love for all of his subjects across the pond by essentially threatening to send the Armada and kill all their friends and family to prove how much he loves them. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, love gov, I don't want your love, buddy. I don't want it.
And so how
my
is
property taxes, raise my power bills? No thanks.
How do you like screaming in the dark? Nobody hears you. It's just so frustrating. You're a Republican in a super minority. It just stinks, man.
Stevie. My Instagram accounts have had millions of hits.
Oh, right. No, I've seen some of your posts are really good. You're really good on that, man.
Yeah, there's no screaming in the dark. We are getting this message out. But I do want to say one other thing for anyone listening that still thinks J.B. Pritzker's love, is worth having. Our developmentally disabled friends and neighbors. This is J.B. Pritzker's 8th budget. Okay, he's been governor for 8 years now. This is his 8th budget proposal. When he took over from the evil Bruce Rauner, remember the evil Bruce Rauner, the guy that screwed everything up?
Yeah.
Developmentally disabled direct support workers, the people who bathe, feed, clothe, toilet, our friends, family, and neighbors, who are literally the most vulnerable population we have, who we all have a duty to take care of. When J.B. Pritzker took office, those frontline workers for the non-disabled were being paid 150% of minimum wage. Okay, 150% minimum wage. Now, if J.B. Pritzker loved us all so much, you'd think those folks would be doing better, wouldn't you, under his 8 years as governor?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something, guys. How many years of 8 do you think J.B. met or exceeded what he got when he came into office at 150%? How many years do you think he actually did better than the evil Bruce Rauner did for DSP workers?
I'd say 0, but anyway.
0.
Yeah.
0. Not once. Not one time in 8 years has he actually taken care of the very people that he claims to love, and secondarily, that we all, I don't care what your party listing this is right now, is or isn't, I don't care if you're socialist, communist, Republican, Democrat, I don't care what you are, every one of us has a moral and ethical obligation under any code, creed, religion, code of ethical conduct in the history of the earth to take care of those who truly can't fend for themselves. And he has gone backwards every year of 8 years of being governor. That's J.B. Pritzker's love. He is the love gov. Give me a freaking break.
Well,
10 minutes to tell us how much he loves us. It's like he loves us so much that the King of England right before the Revolution. We got a third of the third of your counties want to leave Illinois. Why is that, love gov? Why is that?
Well, the good news is he might be the love gov, but he'll soon have no love handles. So there you have that. He has that going for him. Anyway, no, listen, we've got this dysfunctional. The question is this: if young Chapin Rose is in school, you're out of PE on the yard, and you have the first pick to be on your team, do you take the only two left, J.B. Pritzker or Brandon Johnson? I mean, I take Pritzker. You can't take Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson makes me want to get a sign for Lori Lightfoot. I mean, this guy, he's off the chart.
I know. I take my chances and go it alone, buddy. It is stunning. Again, JB spent like this whole speech about telling us how everything's great in Illinois, and I'm like, dude, if everything was great in Illinois, a third of your counties wouldn't have voted to leave.
What, we can't go to Indiana? Is that out? Is that idea out?
Right. Well, it takes an act of Congress, so you got to talk to somebody else about that. But look, I will tell you, I just want the guy that is going to worry about governing Illinois and not worry about running for president. And these idiotic speeches and love this and love that. Hey, buddy, you can't even fund K-12 education without raising taxes, despite having $55.5 billion already in the bank of the taxpayers' money. How do you do that? How do you come up $200 million short when you start with $55.5 billion? Do you want to take? Hang on, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the loan table. Do you know what it takes? Do you know how much money it takes to get to 100, just to get back to where he started on frontline workers' pay for the development disabled? Do you know how much money it takes?
I hate to know.
It takes an extra $66 million. Okay, $66 million is a lot of money. It's a heck of a lot of money. But we have $55.5 billion in existing revenue. Okay, and he can't find $66 million just to get back to where he started 8 years ago. In 8 years, he couldn't get those people back to where he started. It's just despicable. That's a choice. It's a decision that was made, and it's a despicable decision, and it's a despicable choice that was made by the guy who professes to love us.
Yeah, but
we're
probably going to reelect him, aren't we?
Well, listen, if the loyal subjects of the King of England sat quietly by in 1776, we'd still have the King of England.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we really appreciate you, Chapin. You get the word out. Millions of hits now on the Instagram. How do I find your Instagram, by the way? Do you even know?
No.
Well, some way you can search Chapin Rose. It's easy to spell. All right, so go find it because you've had
It's on the Facebook thing. Enter Chapin Facebook, enter Google. One of those.
Well, I've seen you like 3 a.m. I'm here outside the Capitol. I've dang near called you at 6 just to see if you're up, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to you. So, no, it's amazing. No, very active, and we appreciate it.
Go to the Facebook, Center Chapin Rose, and you'll find everything from there.
Well, and obviously it's the season. The primary wraps up at the end of the day on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So people should get their vote out now, right, Chapin?
Yeah, it is coming up. That's for sure. The primaries. Let me, Stevie. Let me make one correction there. You got to go to the official Facebook, Senator Chapin Rose. I don't know all that gobbledygook. Makes everything harder for people to get to their people. But you got to go to the official one. But all that stuff's there.
It's Chapin Rose, state senator. We appreciate your work, my friend. Keep it going. Thank you for illuminating.
Yep. See you guys.
Talk to you soon. Chapin Rose. Always love having him on. 8:23. This is ESP on 93.5.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report. Fewer people were filing for unemployment benefits last week. The number of new claims slipped to 206,000 in the week ending February 14th, below the forecast of 225,000. Continuing claims, those remaining on benefits, rose slightly in the week ending February 7th to 1.86 million, in line with expectations. Walmart reported higher sales and earnings that topped expectations for the holiday quarter. Grocery spending helped boost its business, though Walmart says households earning less than $50,000 a year feel stressed. Farm and construction equipment maker Deere shares are higher. It was impacted by tariffs and slower sales in recent months, but it sees a sign of recovery this year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, everyone. It's Candace Cameron Bure.
Hey, everyone. It's Phil Sims.
It's Dolores Catania.
Hey, everyone. I'm Kix Brooks.
It's Candace Bushnell.
I'm Rob Paulson.
I'm Ryan Serhant.
Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Palizzi.
Hey, everybody's Kevin Nealon.
What's up, guys? It's Nia Sue, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
Have you tried the Jets Pizza Thin Crust Pizza? Get a large, thin crust, 2-topping pizza cut into squares, and you have a quick appetizer for that next party, or just a spontaneous get-together with friends. Add a side of Jets homemade ranch to add a little zing. No mess and fuss in the kitchen. Jets Pizza, 2-topping, large, thin crust cut into squares for just $14.99. It's not just pizza, it's Jets Pizza.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is a locally owned community bank serving Champaign and Vermilion counties. They're your friends and neighbors, taking a vested interest in the communities they serve. Last year alone, Fisher National offered over 750 hours of community service. By investing in the people they serve, Fisher National Bank shares in the success of a stronger community. Learn more at FisherNational.com or any of the branches. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears' Caleb Williams was in the house last night watching the Illini and USC because Caleb Williams went to USC.
Oh.
And he's in there, and what was unusual is you had a lot of Illini fans, and obviously at the beginning of the game, a lot of USC fans.
Yes.
And at one of the timeouts, they introduced Caleb Williams, and everyone stood because the Illini are Bear fans, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So they said it was an amazing unifying moment at a contested college basketball game. So good news, Caleb Williams in the house. USC probably wasn't happy with the outcome. Illinois 101-65.
Yes.
Really, really impressive. And the announcer, the color commentator guy was Don McLean, but it wasn't the singer, so I don't know who it was. He was pretty good. Big Ten Network had it.
Okay.
And he was talking about, I've seen him on TV, but to see him in person, Illinois, woo. And again, I go back probably, obviously not that far back, but plenty of people that remember the 60s better than I do in basketball. Dave Schultz is the first guy I remember. Mike Price, Rick Howitt. That goes to the late 60s. I remember all those teams. And then Harv Schmidt years. And then the Lou Henson 21 seasons. And then it was Lon Kruger and Bill Self. And then Bruce Weber and John Gross. And now Brad Underwood in his 9th year. I obviously watched a lot of basketball from Illinois. And we were really good in the Flying Illini. That was an amazing team. We were really good in 05. That was, I don't know. This team has more weapons, in my opinion, than any of those. We've never been tall. Not like this. We're tall. We're the tallest team in America. What? Illinois? Way to go, you Balkans. We really love you. Evasich family, congratulations on 2 kids at the same time that are over 7 feet. That might be the only twins in the world. Really? I want you to show me another pair of twins in the world that are both 7 feet. And we'll put in Kentucky basketball. Anyway, it was fun. And I've got some more clips here if we have time before the show ends at 9 o'clock this morning. I'll play some more Brad. I do have some Andrei Stojakovic. His mom and dad were there.
Yeah.
And had
22 points to lead the team.
Yeah, he
9 for 9 on the free throw line.
No, he was fantastic. Brought energy. But the team defensively to me looks so good in the last 2 games. I mean, we're guarding hard and we're tall. So their quickness might beat me, but I can block it. I think we had 7 blocks last night. And by a lot of people. I think Z had 2 or 3. But Z blocked it and then caught it. I don't know how you do that. I don't know. Anyway, always fun when the Illini win.
Yes.
And they certainly did that last night. Now you got to put that game face on, and you're going to have a very frustrated and angry and desperate UCLA team that's trying to save their coach's job and make the NCAA tournament, which they, again, probably in, but close.
Game Saturday night at 7.
All right, back in a moment. Tim Onstad, our pitmaster, next.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
What we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. The one-time royal prince, Andrew, arrested on his birthday. And his brother, King Charles, says the law must take its course. Andrew charged with passing sensitive UK documents to dead sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Police say they took the brother of King Charles into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Officers reportedly arrived at a royal estate in eastern England earlier this morning to make the arrest of the former prince, who turns 66 years old today.
President Trump convenes his Board of Peace in Washington. 24 countries attending, but not the Vatican's Pope Leo, who hoped the UN would handle world peace. A top hospital, NYU Langone Health, has ended its trans youth health program, both surgery and hormones. And Massachusetts Bay State Health will stop trans child hormone treatments. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Lawyers representing Ted Dabrowski, a Republican gubernatorial candidate in Illinois, suing the Champaign County clerk for misspelling his name on the primary ballot. Lawsuit argues it's Dabrowski's right to run under the name the State Board of Elections certified. An Illinois Senate Republican has filed a bill to abolish abortion in the state. Senator Neil Anderson's plan would define preborn children at any stage of biological development as people. It also states that anyone choosing to have an abortion could face the same charges as someone killing a person. Homeless outreach nonprofit See You at Home will be moving clients into its new facility on Mattis Avenue in March. Its new facility will serve as a permanent location for its office staff and a home for 26 of its clients. See You at Home provides coaching, resources, and a place to live for those experiencing homelessness, as well as looking for stability and change. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and Vicinity. Another day's worth of spring-like warmth. Then things come to a screeching halt for the end part of the week, but another recovery expected next week. Some areas of fog around this morning. Otherwise, variably cloudy skies. A couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking out later this morning. More so, better coverage this afternoon and evening time. Even a stronger storm possible. The high about 65. And a gusty southeast to south wind. Tonight, windy, turning colder. A couple of showers, maybe a gusty thunderstorm in spots early on. Partly cloudy in the overnight, low down to 37. Tomorrow, windy and much cooler days. worth of weather. Some sunshine, a few clouds, and a high near 46. That west-northwest wind, 20 to 30 and gusty, but will fade early tomorrow night with a colder low of 26. Partly sunny, a little rain in spots late in the day on Saturday up to 43. Maybe a couple of snow showers or flurries on Sunday morning. Windy, colder, becoming mostly sunny with a high up to 36. 35 the high on Monday, then recovering back into the lower 40s on Tuesday, and upper 40s to low 50s Wednesday and Thursday, and rain in the forecast as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstock. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstock. Yes, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. According to the latest Stevie J smoker ratings, Tim and Donna are remaining number one.
Yes.
Quite a bit of distance between you and the TV guy that gets number two. So congratulations on your ranking.
Well, thank you, Stevie. I've been told last week that I talk too slow for radio, and that's because my filter is old and it's clogged up, and I got to make sure things come out right. I'm going to try to speed it up, so keep your finger on the button.
Got your coffee going,
yeah,
Tim.
You got it going.
Welcome to our studios.
It is February 19. You're out and around competing, what, in a month and a halhalf? April?
April 1st. April 1st. But right now, what we're trying to do is dial in some new stuff. We're going to work on a new rib technique here. If Greg Solier will make up his mind, he's just teasing us right now, and I don't want to get the stuff out, and all of a sudden we're back freezing again.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of grilling, but I'm not gonna start on the smokers till we're got a clear couple of weeks.
So you got those chicken thighs and honey and salt working the other day.
Stevie texted me last night, said he was working on the chicken thighs.
I've been doing a little too much honey. And so I was going lighter salt, but it just has a little kick. I think that's what it's supposed to be, isn't it?
It's just supposed to have a little bit of coating on the tongue, get a little sweet coating there.
Right.
Well, Gracie loved it. I made enough to feed her before she goes to Arizona with Hallie spring training with the Milwaukee Brewers. By the way, Pat Murphy is the manager of the Brewers. He talked to the bunch that Jacob was with yesterday, and he really likes him. Good. He's a really good manager. Anyway, so she had a lot of those pieces of chicken. Of course, they're really small. The ones I get at the grocery store, they're pretty small. I love the boneless ones. It's just real easy.
Yeah, pretty soon, Stevie, you're going to be on the road with us and being our chicken man. There are teams that take specific people for specific meats. So
be around your operation, get a picture with you like I'm somebody and wear an apron like I'm doing something. That would be
we can make that happen.
It's pretty cool that you're thinking about the different tastes. I just pulled up the tongue map with sweet and sour and salty and bitter and umami.
There's a tongue map? I didn't know
there
that.
is.
There is a tongue map.
I did not know that.
And we're trying to hit that sweet on the front and follow it up with a little heat at the back end.
That's right.
Yep.
That's amazing. It's just I'll never
deep dive into cooking.
No, he goes again when Tim's talking about a degree or two in a difference in doing a smoker. I just don't relate. If the fire's on, put it on and cook it. You know, it's
the smallest things can be the difference between winning and losing bad. So I've done a review on our brisket program because a couple of years ago we went 2 years without being out of the top 10 in brisket at any competition, and something changed. It wasn't our process and our recipe, and we've narrowed it down to one thing that we changed, and that is I stopped cutting our logs, our sticks of firewood. I stopped cutting them down to 6 inches. I've been putting the whole 14 to 16 inch log in there. So that may be the difference.
Why? What would that do? Hotter?
It's just a different way that the fire burns. And
how did you eliminate it down to that?
That's the only thing that changed.
Unreal.
And
the judges didn't change? The standard didn't change?
I don't think the standard changed. I think it was... I think that's the only thing that I can find. So we're going to try and see if that was the cause. Maybe I got a little lazy and didn't want to cut them down. I spend an hour on the table saw cutting logs down to 6 inches long, and we're gonna try and see if that's the difference. We'll report back.
Now you taste everything, or do you?
Yeah, we do taste.
All right.
it.
So have you been able to taste anything different from what you've always done?
It's not really the taste. It's been the the texture.
I'll be darned. So they judge texture?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Pickies?
that's in the tenderness category. Yeah.
Oh my! Is it, folks? You wouldn't believe the presentation counts. All of the stuff that you do is really a high level deal. So you're going out April 1st. That's Indiana or Nashville? Where was
We're going to Gadsden, Alabama.
Alabama.
And hopefully it's cooler. The last time we cooked in April, it was 26 degrees, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and snow in Indianapolis. So we're going to hopefully head down to Alabama and get a little warmer weather.
Is that a good field down there?
It's a full field. Yeah,
Okay.
there's at least 26 teams I know of, and I haven't seen the complete roster, but usually if somebody's coming out that early, they're pretty good, and it's in the South, so we'll have some stiff competition.
So I wouldn't stand much of a chance driving a pickup down there and grabbing the Weber from the back.
Sure, you would. Yeah, bring it down and cook our chicken for us.
Yeah, right.
That's,
That's
Donna preps it right.
Yeah.
Tim just doesn't cook it right sometimes.
All right, so that's some competition stuff, and again, thighs are so much more flavorful and juicy.
We're switching from thighs to legs this year.
Really?
We did it at the end of last year and had some success. We figured a few things out on it, and legs seem to be the hot thing with the judges. So we're going to make that switch.
Is that easier or harder?
The prep time and the prep on it is much, much easier.
Okay.
The cook is a little bit different. We have to keep a closer eye on things and make sure we're turning things at the right times. But yeah, it's more of cooking in a butter bath than what the thighs were, even though we do cook in a butter bath on thighs. But it's just being more on top of it, a little more precise with the timing of everything.
How do you find a leg that's consistent with the other leg that's kind of equal, because it can't be too fat, right?
But there is some trimming involved, so
Okay.
it's not just plop the legs out of the package and put them in. We do peel the skin back and do some trimming, but it's not all. There's not as much fat on the leg, so it's not all the fat removal and all that involved. But we try to trim them down and get real close to 6.5 ounces a piece on what they are.
Well, it looks like the judges go for taste, tenderness, and appearance when they're doing their judging sheets.
And all three sections of that are weighted, and that's how weighted with a multiplier, and that's how you get to scores that go out to 10,000th of a point.
10,000. How many? .000.
That's 4 places. Yeah, we scored a 179.440, and we're beaten on brisket by with a 180. So
what?
Yeah, it gets real close.
That's crazy.
All right, Tim Onstadt, talk to me about dedicated diesel in Urbana. What's happening?
Hey, dedicated diesel is moving on up. We've got customers coming in for inspections, for federal inspections. We're still waiting on the state. Maybe Chapin can get a hold of somebody and get us tested so that we can do the safety lane again, get that opened back up. But we are open for federal inspections, repairs. The guys worked on a grain trailer yesterday, getting a shock and airbag fixed on it. So we're moving right along. Things are going great.
So you need anything semi-truck related, you could probably do it.
Yeah, we short of a complete engine rebuild, yeah, we can take care of that.
And that's on Triumph Drive in Urbana?
Yep, 1306 Triumph Drive in Urbana. Give us a call at 217-328-0562.
What about Gale Frericks Trucking? How are things going for you guys, Tim?
Oh, we're busy. We're looking to expand a little bit. Got a couple openings for some drivers. Still have a brand new Freightliner open for the right guy. Comes in with a little experience. And then, Stevie, didn't you say you were going to buy him dinner at Long Branch after their first week for dinner for them and their wife?
If you hear my voice on February 19, I will buy you steak dinner for 2 if you're the man in the new semi.
There you go.
One-time offer, one time only.
We got you.
And this is a brand new truck.
Yeah, it's a brand new truck, and they are nice. We have when we travel with our GFTs, loaded and rolling barbecue, we've got a nice RV. That truck is just a step above the RV. it's nice and comfortable.
Well, and plus you get the drivers home on weekends.
Oh yeah, every weekend. There's for the drivers, that's good for them to be home with their families. On the other side of it, I'll tell one of my secrets. To me, that is a safety enhancement issue, because then the driver's not worried about home all the time. They're able to focus. They know that in 5 days they're going to be back home. They're able to focus on their job and do it safe.
Really important to have great drivers that are trained, and that's what you do at Gelfer X Trucking.
Yep. We don't train, we educate. That's we're teachers, and we try to teach them the reasons that we do things, and that buy-in is is the big matter in it.
You can learn more at gftlog.com.
Yep, Timo at gftlog.com is my email. They can reach me at 765-793-7131, extension 4, or my cell phone, 765-505-1295. We'll get them suited up.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure. Nice to have you in our studio.
I like hanging out with you guys. It's kind of fun.
It is. Well, you're good. You
get to sit here and watch curling and wish that they had a defenseman checking those sweepers.
Yeah, Tim's idea for the Olympic curling, which is a very docile, soft-spoken kind of commentary, is to allow hockey checking on board. So bring up the wall, and then as they do this brushing, you can check them.
Yeah.
You'd have chaos.
Yeah, put a defenseman in there, and then it'd be fun.
You might even have a fantasy league in checking and
just as
curling.
long as you don't hit the rock.
That's right.
There you go.
All right, Tim Onstott, 8:45, ESB on 93.5.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
Yeah, Illinois wins on the West Coast. They beat USC 101-65. How was it, Andrei Stojakovic getting back?
Man, it's been mentally hard, but I think Justin and Fletch have done a great job of keeping me mentally ready. Obviously, the 2 games I was out, being focused on the scouting report, knowing the types of players we're going to go against. Obviously, the first game I missed it was very last minute and decided to hold me out. And we just knew that, this game was a good focus point for my return. Just glad we got the done.
I'm glad you came back, my friend. It's good to have Andrei Stojakovic back, Brad. What about that game?
Well, we got off to a great start, and it's always nice to do that on the road. I was really pleased with Jake Davis the first half. I thought Jake outstanding. I thought his attention to detail, blocking out, obviously he made shots, and that helped get us going and get us off to the great start. But we don't talk enough about our two blue guys, Jake and Ben. Both those guys were great tonight. It was obviously very nice to have Andrei Stojakovic back in the lineup and ready to go. I thought Kylan defensively on Arenas was really solid, forcing him into some of our size.
Yeah, we have a lot of size. It's so fun. We are now 13-3 in the Big Ten.
And next up is UCLA at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Northwestern beat Maryland 78-74. Rutgers over Penn State 85-72. Creighton upset number 5 UConn 91-84. In NBA action, back at it. Pacers are in Washington. Toronto visits Chicago for the Bulls. Same with the NHL. Seattle's in St. Louis. The Blackhawks are in action down in Nashville. We were mentioning the IHSA wrestling tournament underway today, and lots of action around the State Farm Center. The Olympic medal count has Norway at 33, Italy at 26, USA at 24. Men's hockey in the quarterfinal beat Sweden 2-1 in overtime.
Yeah.
Women's hockey against Canada, 12-10 start today.
All right, Kylan Boswell.
I guess, when did you get a feel in this game that being whole was going to lead to what happened? I mean, a 35-point road win.
I think within the first media, came off at a great start. We were hitting our shots. I think the biggest thing, though, was us guarding. We guarded them excellent. We made them shoot the shots that we were okay with living, and then we rebounded really well throughout the game.
Well, I tell you what, it's so good to have Kylan Boswell back. And Andre back. Full team, full strength.
Yeah.
We're a good team.
Awesome.
We're really good. 10 till 9 o'clock. Weather next.
Tony, the family's in trouble.
What is it, Godfather?
Appliance issues. Cousin Vinny's icebox. It's a whole situation.
They call that a refrigerator now.
Jimmy 2 times can't boil his pasta on the whatchamacallit.
His range?
I'm done doing favors. No more today.
Hey, it's Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
No favors. I'm just here to help.
I'm listening.
Cousin Vinny needs an icebox, or we'll call it a refrigerator. We have stainless steel French doors in stock for next day delivery starting at $15.99.
And Jimmy 2 times has pasta issues.
Gas or electric ranges for Jimmy's pasta starting at $5.99.
What about protection? Our family is all about protection.
We got you covered there as well. Most of our appliances come with a free 10-year protection plan.
Welcome to the family, Paulie.
Thanks. Spaghetti for dinner?
Forget about it.
Wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and Ben Nevis. Saturday, not too shabby of a day's worth of almost April-like weather. Then things come to a screeching halt. And with that, some rain in the forecast and another round of rain accompanying another recovery on temperatures to an early spring-like level by early to more likely mid-next week. Otherwise, some areas of fog this morning continue to unseasonably mild. Variably cloudy skies. A couple of showers break out late morning. More so showers and thunderstorms this afternoon up to 65. There is at least the potential for a couple of stronger storms in parts of the area this afternoon and evening time. Otherwise, we turn windy and colder in the overnight. Skies break a low down to 37. Tomorrow, windy, much cooler, partly sunny skies develop a high to about 46 on the west-northwest wind, 20 to 30, and gusty, bottoming out near 26 for tomorrow night. Maybe a little rain in spots late Saturday, partly sunny skies and up to 43. A little snow in spots here Saturday night, late into Sunday morning, then mostly sunny, windy, colder at 36 the high, 35 on Monday, back into the lower 40s Tuesday, upper 40s and lower 50s, and rain back in the forecast as well late Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
PDR Automotive in Urbana is a locally owned repair shop, and they've now serviced over 250,000 vehicles in their near 50-year history. Now, that's more than 4 times the size of a sold-out Memorial Stadium. It's more than all Division I athletes in the country combined. That's more than the entire population of Champaign County. That's more than, well, you get the idea. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
A few more seconds of Brad Underwood again from last night. This was about midnight.
Everybody on the team healthy and locked in, and we're so bought in right now. It's refreshing to see. I had Kylan out for close to a month. I was out for 2 games, and it was just nice to have everybody healthy today.
That was Andre again. Here's Brad.
Sure, I guess, what does a big win the first leg do for you on the second game of a long road trip?
I hope we play better than we did in the second leg. We can't get complacent. It's what I challenged the team with in the locker room. It's about preparation, and we got one today. We'll have a very, very hungry UCLA team, and we have to match that intensity on Saturday night.
Two more.
The looks that USC was giving you guys on defense, is that something that your guys were familiar with, or was it just an example of really executing a scout well?
Well, we've seen just about everything. We've seen Keaton elevate to the top of the scouting report, and everybody trying to give him a look or make it hard. And then it stems from there. And whether it's switching, whether it's a coverage, whether it's, whatever. I think that's a tribute to our guys that they do play unselfish. The 21 assists leads to that. But again, it's something we've seen.
Could I get your thoughts on Bam's putback dunk? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, that's the way I did it back. That's the way I did it back in 1986. Now, if I could just get him to really like that and enjoy that moment and do it a little more often, I mean, we haven't had many tip dunks this year. Our 7-footers don't get them, so we might as well have our point guard get them.
That's the end of it. That's when Brad said goodnight and then went off and getting ready to, if you're USC and UCLA, stay in the same hotel, right?
Yeah.
So, moving bags or nothing like that. And then you
It'd be fun to be out there in L.A.
Get a little time in Pauley Pavilion, the great John Wooden and all those great teams. They win 8 championships in a row. They won 88 games in a row.
My goodness.
Before they lost a very controversial game at Notre Dame.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, still remember that one. Anyway, UCLA, it's got a historic place, and hopefully it's a team that's not going to beat us on Saturday night at 7. Okay, that'll do it. We'll be back. Tomorrow's Friday already?
I know
Man.
it. TGIF.
Yep, Thursday, Feb 19. Tomorrow's the 20th.
Saturday, the Polar Plunge in Mahomet. You can join me. It'll be right around noon, and we eat Texas Roadhouse afterwards in the pavilion. With
Definitely.
Aiden
That's Saturday what time?
Mm-hmm. At noon.
Okay.
At Mahomet. So join me if you'd like to be a part of that. Of course, we've got the tickets. So, Illini, 359-2255.
Have a great day. That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Talk to you tomorrow. Your next adventure starts right here. Fly Champaign-Urbana and skip the long drive to bigger airports. With American Airlines flights through Dallas and Chicago, you're connected to coastlines, cruises, and global escapes. With connections to over 200 destinations. From here, the world is within reach. Fly Champaign-Urbana, Willard Airport, because the best trips start closer to home.
The great loud venues in college basketball.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Back, this place an absolute powder.
It is. Talk about tough buildings, right?
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
Boswell left hand and one.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Parlor Donuts and Stevie J Broadcasting want to send you to the next Fighting Illini home basketball game. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 and you could be on your way to State Farm Center. Stop by Parlor Donuts in the Old Farm Shops on Kirby and Madison Champaign before the game to try their layered donuts, cold brews, blended treats, and more. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 to win tickets with Parlor Donuts and Stevie J Broadcasting.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning. Do you have your sewer line cleaned every year? Are you constantly getting roots or blockages? Why deal with that headache year after year? Call Land's Drain Cleaning today at 217-355-5512 to have our expert staff come out, clean your line. We give you a free camera inspection, show you what's wrong, where it's at, and then we can offer you a repair for that problem so you don't have to deal with it again. Land's Drain Cleaning. Why call anyone else?
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home of the St. Louis Cardinals, coming up on 8:59.
Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery makes it easy to start your new flooring project. Right now you'll find project price drops on floors store-wide. First, get an instant $100 off every $1,000 you spend on flooring. Find price drops on carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, and more. Then get a $50 labor credit with every 100 square feet of flooring you purchase. And buy it all with free financing for up to 2 years. Save now during the Project Price Drops event at Carpet Weavers.
Tony, the family's in trouble.
What is it, Godfather?
Appliance issues. Cousin Vinny's icebox. It's a whole situation.
They call that a refrigerator now.
Jimmy 2 times can't boil his pasta on the whatchamacallit.
His range?
I'm done doing favors. No more today.
Hey, it's Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
No favors. I'm just here to help.
I'm listening.
Cousin Vinny needs an icebox, or we'll call it a refrigerator. We have stainless steel French doors in stock for next day delivery starting at $15.99.
And Jimmy 2 times has pasta issues.
Gas or electric ranges for Jimmy's pasta starting at $5.99.
What about protection? Our family is all about protection.
We got you covered there as well. Most of our appliances come with a free 10-year protection plan.
Welcome to the family, Paulie.
Thanks. Spaghetti for dinner?
Forget about it.
Wow.